Lesson 6, little technical, sorry, but Internet Explorer 6, the worst browser in the world, is not going away. It is still very heavily used in China, and I think those of us who, again, are used to designing extremely rich internet experiences that are very graphics heavy will be disappointed to find that those sites perform extremely poorly in China. Internet Explorer 6 doesn't allow for the rapid simultaneous loading of lots of graphics, and we underestimated how prevalent IE6 still was when we built the site, and we are probably going to have to do some very expensive changes to improve performance over time. I don't anticipate, even though your agency will tell you that IE6 is going away, just like agencies in the US were telling us that in 1995, and it took till 2000 for them to go away. I believe we're in the same situation in China. Not all business users control their own computers, and there's a bit of a culture of not upgrading browsers, and then a lot of people are also on pirated copies of their software that don't allow them to upgrade. So be prepared that IE6 will probably be around longer than you would like it to be. All networks are not created equal. Even the internet is different in China. We've heard a little bit about firewall and censorship issues. I think also there's definitely a sense from our team that the internet is just really heavily overloaded by the amount of growth and new consumers coming onto it. Network speeds are a huge issue in China. We saw wild swings in performance of our pages in China while testing them throughout the day. A single page could take 8 to 9 more seconds to load depending on the time of day, accessed from the same spot. So network issues not so smooth and efficient yet. You do need what's called a content delivery network, a CDN, a local caching partner in China, the people who typically take assets from your website and put them near the consumer so that they'll load faster. Most of the partners that you might have globally, like Akamai and Limelight, if those names are familiar, they don't work in China. So that means you need a local partner. Ours was China Cache. And the way caching works differently in China. There are different rules set up. So that's a little technical, but suffice it to say that if you want to get your content to your customers quickly, you need a local partner, and it works a little differently than your developers might assume if they're used to working on European or US sites. So this is the other half of that initial look how exciting China is slide, which I thought was important for all of us to look at. Average page load on a luxury brand website in China is 16.2 seconds. Please tell me what amazing content in the world you would be willing to wait that long for, right? I mean, and think about e-commerce, where a consumer is typically seeing anywhere from 6 to 15 pages before they finish the checkout process, and imagine if it took 16 seconds on average, what your conversion would be. So we, luxury brands, have a long way to go to figure out how to be efficient, because the fact of the matter is, no matter how good your brand experience is, your consumer is going to have a horrible experience if you don't figure out a way to speed it up.